For my mental health project, the topic I chose to talk about is anxiety. Anxiety disorders are the world's most common mental disorders, affecting 301 million people in 2019. People with an anxiety disorder may experience excessive fear or worry about a specific situation, or, in the case of generalized anxiety disorder, about a broad range of everyday situations. They typically experience these symptoms over an extended period, at least several months, and usually people tend to avoid the situations that make them anxious. Some more specific symptoms are trouble concentrating or making decisions, feeling irritable, tense, or restless, experiencing nausea or abdominal distress, having heart palpitations, sweating, trembling, or shaking, trouble sleeping, or having a sense of impending danger or panic or doom. Some common causes of anxiety. Anyone can have anxiety disorder, but people who have lived through abuse, severe losses, or other adverse experiences in their life are more likely to develop anxiety disorders. Also, people with chronic diseases may find themselves experiencing anxiety disorders due to the difficulties associated with managing their conditions. Anxiety is a big issue in children in the US. According to the CDC, 9.4% of children aged 3 to 17 years old, which comes out to about 5.8 million people, had diagnosed anxiety in 2016 to 2019. When a child does not outgrow the fears and worries that are typical in young children, or when there are so many fears and worries that they interfere with school, home, or play activities, the child may be diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. Examples of different types of anxiety disorders include being very afraid when away from parents, also known as separation anxiety, having extreme fear about a specific thing or situation, such as dogs, insects, going to the doctor, more specifically needles, being very afraid of school and other places where there are people, which is social anxiety, or being very worried about the future and about bad things happening, which is general anxiety. Now, on the bright side, exercise has been shown to help improve people with anxiety disorders. A study by Sahlgrenska University Hospital found that a 12-week exercise program provided great improvements in anxiety symptoms for the subjects, whether they were doing low or high intensity exercise. So essentially, this study found that as long as you were exercising in some capacity, you would reap some benefits. Another study by Kermanshah University in Iran found that implementing a consistent exercise program through sports significantly reduced anxiety symptoms in elderly populations. So getting people outside playing sports to get them physically active was a great way to reduce anxiety in elderly populations. An additional study by NIHR School for Primary Care Research found that exercise programs were beneficial in reducing anxiety symptoms and that high-intensity exercise was more beneficial than low-intensity exercise. So different from the first study, they found that the benefits of exercise were scalable. So high intensity provided more benefits while lower intensity still provided benefits, just not as many. And in general, according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, regular exercise works as well as medication for some people to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, and the effects can be long-lasting. One vigorous exercise session can help alleviate symptoms for hours, and getting into a consistent exercise routine may significantly reduce symptoms over time. Now, out of all the topics I could have chosen, why did I choose anxiety? I chose anxiety because it is a battle that is very personal to me. I'm someone who's been anxious my entire life. When I was really little, I had night terrors and kept my parents awake at night because I couldn't sleep at night. Throughout my early years of preschool, I had really bad separation anxiety. And then as I got older, I developed pretty severe emetophobia, which led to panic disorder. And so I've had multiple times in my life where I've had stretches of weeks where I essentially didn't eat or sleep. And that affected me greatly. And so it's something that I actually like to talk with other people about it, just because A, it helps me get through it, and B, if I ever run into somebody that is dealing with things similar to me, I know it helps a whole lot when you're not alone in a fight and other people have been there too and come out the other end. Especially as an athlete, someone who still plays a sport at the collegiate level. It might seem like everything is all perfect all the time and we have our lives figured out, but I can be the first to tell you that's not always the case. Anxiety is still something that I battle every day. I've gotten a lot better at managing it thanks to, just experience and working with a ton of really good people over the years. Anxiety is something extremely personal to me, and that's why I wanted to talk about it.